Right, task C. Let's have a look at it and see. Edit the energy crystal objects so they turn and move randomly. Okay. Now let's open the energy crystal class is here. Right. So remember, in Greenfoot, for each of these actors, it will do the act method continually and continually and continually. Okay, that's all it does. Right. So we then can edit this code to tell it what we want each actor to do. Now, the energy crystal class already has a move method and a can move method. Oh, and there's more. Turn left, set direction. So let's have a quick look through these methods and see what they do. So the move method, first of all, it checks if it can move. Okay, and if it can't move, it will leave this method. Return means just stop this method, leave this method, and don't do anything else. Okay. Now the can move method. Let's have a look and see. The can move method checks which world it's in, which in this game is space. It will get its current x and y coordinate, right? It will check if its current x coordinate is greater or equal to the width of the world. So imagine that, where's the world? Here it is. Remember, it's 0 to 7 going across. So if the player, the coordinate of the player was at 7, it cannot move right. Okay? It can't move right. The width of the world will be, I guess the width will be 8. And the coordinates of this cell will be 7. So it's going to, yeah, if the x value is 7 and the width of the world is 8, then this will not be true, that'll be false. Okay, so that will work. However, if we did program the player to be an x coordinate 8, then 8 is equal to 8, so this will return false. It can't move any further right. Okay, so this just checks if the player is at the edge of the world or even beyond that. Well, technically it won't allow you to go beyond, because if it can't move, it won't go off the edge of the screen. Okay, and similarly for 0, if the x coordinate or y coordinate is 0 or less than 0, that means it's off the edge of the screen, so it can't move. Yeah, so it prevents the player from getting off the screen. These double lines, by the way, mean OR in Java. So if x is less than 0 or y is less than 0, return false. It can't move. Okay, so, and if none of this is true, so if the x value is more than 0 and less than the width of the world, less than 7, it will, less than 8, sorry, it will return true. The player can still move. It's inside the border of the game. It can move. So the player can move returns true. Okay. Now you don't really need to understand what this part here is doing, but basically what it's doing is it's looking at, it's going through the 4 directions, where east, it's got the number 0, west is 1, north is 2, south is 3. Okay. And it's going through each of those examples, right, based on the current direction value. So what happens is, when you want to change direction in the game, you will give this direction a value of one of these, 0, 1, 2, or 3. Okay? Direction is a variable which can change. These numbers here are constants, they cannot change. So east is always 0, west is final, it's always 1, north is final, it's always 2, etc. But this value, this variable can change value to say which way you're moving, up, down, left, or right. Okay, so it's going to look at the current direction, which could be 0 for east, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and if the value of direction is currently 3, so the player is moving down the screen, it will set the location of the player to its current x value and then 1 extra to the y value, and that will have the effect of moving, the crystal down the screen. Okay, right, so this is allowing the crystal to move down the screen, which is defined as south, which is just an increase over the y value going down the screen. The x value doesn't change, and it will do that for each of the directions which are programmed with these numbers. Right? That's a little bit complicated. You don't really need again to know how that works with this switch and the case statement. That's beyond what you must program yourself in Java, but hopefully that might help you understand what this is doing. Okay, right. Now we need to do it so it does randomly. So we've got to generate a random number between 0 and 3. Okay, and set that to the current direction, and then move the crystal in that direction. Right. Now again, I sort of forget how to do this random number stuff in Greenfoot, so I need to revise this. I'm going to go back to the class documentation here, and the random number I think is in the Greenfoot class. It's a static method in the Greenfoot class, which is there. Get random number is set. No, it's just a get random number. Okay, between 0 and the limit. Exclusive. So 0 inclusive means 0 will be included as a possible random number, and the limit exclusive means whatever I put here as the limit will not be included. So if I put 4 here as the limit, the possible values of the random number will be 0 because it's included, 1, 2 and 3, but not 4 because 4 is excluded. Okay, so we go 1 above the number, the highest number we want as a possible random number, and the highest possible number I want as a random number is 3. Therefore the limit must be 4 because it's exclusive. If I put 3 as the limit, the possible random numbers will be 0, 1 and 2. Okay, but I must have 3, therefore I must add 1 to the limit. Okay, so let me just copy this this method name. Okay, actually before that let me copy the class name, Greenfoot. Copy that to here. Actually, yeah, first of all declare my random number equals, and then paste this in Greenfoot. Oh, just once, undo. Dot, so Greenfoot is the class name. Now I need the method name, which is this, get random number. Copy that, paste it there. Okay, bracket, semicolon. Now then, remember the limit, I need that to be 4. Okay, so I'm going to get a random number between 1 and 4. Then I need to set the direction of this energy crystal to be my random number, set direction. Right, so I'm going to set direction to the value of my random number. So it could be north, it could be south, it could be east, it could be west, based on the numbers defined here. Right, so set the direction, and then I'm going to just move. Yeah, so turn left, we don't need to use that. Set direction. Yeah, so set direction will just, depending on your current direction, it will then move you to the new direction. Okay, alright, so set direction and then move. Okay, now that I think is enough for full marks in task C. Okay, let me just compile that. Yes, so I should have done this. You should really compile after every single line. Okay, I didn't do that just now. I should have done that for you. So Control K on the keyboard is compiled keyboard shortcuts, or you can click here, right? Because maybe you might have had a mistake on this line. Okay, it's better to compile every line. Right, let me just close this and run it and see. The crystal should move randomly, very, very quickly. So the speed slider is almost at its fastest. Let's slow it down. Okay, even more. So those crystals are moving randomly, and they're bouncing off the side of the screen as well. Yeah, so that's working fine. Good, okay, let's stop this video and pause the game and move on. Thank you.